Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Louis' Garage. Today I've got some updates for you in terms of what's going on in the garage, as well as what's going on with the new car that I've ordered as well. So what's happening is I've actually sold my Series 2 Lotus Exige, the one that you've been seeing in the channel. It was a really bittersweet sort of moment for me because I've done a lot of work on the car. The car's, really good. It was running really well. Had a few little cosmetic issues to sort out. But in terms of mechanical stuff, it was all pretty much done. So I pretty much sold it as soon as I fixed it. And it was a little bit sad, but also a little bit of a relief to sell it because I do have a new car coming and I've paid the deposit for that new car already. So it was definitely time to free up that money and make sure that I've got enough money to purchase the new car without having to do any like crazy finance deal or anything like that. But it is really sad because that means I don't currently have a Lotus in the garage. As you can see, it is quite empty apart from my big mountain bike and my big Lotus flag, which I got from AliExpress. And the only Lotus I have at the moment is this little guy here from Tomica. I got this recently as well, so just to keep me kind of entertained and keep me busy for a while. Obviously no big projects here, no maintenance to do there unless I want to start customizing. So I guess in this video I'll be showing you exactly what process I went through to order the new car, and I'll give you some updates on the shipping, when it's likely to arrive, and I might give you some hints as well as to what I've ordered. I think a lot of you already know or probably already guessed what I've ordered, but it's really exciting. It's a completely new phase for me, for the channel. It's something I never ever thought I would be doing. I never thought I'd be buying a brand new car, right? This is something that I never ever thought I would do. But I am buying a brand new car, so that's announcement number one. It's going to be brand new. It's from the dealer. It's going to have a warranty and everything. So does that mean I'm going to stop doing projects and little fixes? No, I don't think so. I think as soon as I get the new car, I'm probably going to start modifying it. I'm probably going to start making videos with it, all that sort of stuff. But I think instead of fixing the car, I'm going to be modifying it a little bit more. And I'm also going to be doing more driving videos and giving you a bit of an insight into the car culture in New Zealand. And that was one of my big goals in the past, was to do that. And also probably focus a little bit more on car reviews as well. So there's heaps of really amazing cars around me. Lots of people own really fantastic and rare and incredible cars. So I really want to start showing you that part of the car culture here as well. So yeah, hopefully you'll stick around and enjoy some of that content as well. And of course, for those of you who are really worried about me selling my 147 GTA, that has not happened. Don't worry. I came to my senses. I realized that I did not want to sell this car, and recently I've put on a personalized plate, so definitely not selling it now. I've had the bumper resprayed. I've replaced the rear badge and the side pillar trims like you've seen in a previous video. And I just cannot imagine having a nicer car than this, in terms of a hatchback, in terms of a car that I can drive and not worry too much about it. And just look at the engine bay, it is just incredible. Like, how can you buy another car that looks like this and sounds like this, performs like this, looks like this, is as rare as this? I can't think of any other car, so I decided, nope, I'm not going to be selling this. I wasn't really seriously selling it, but I probably would have sold it if someone gave me a high enough offer. But no one really came forward with any offers or anything like that, probably because everyone wants me to keep this car anyway. But I'm really happy to keep it. It's definitely going to be a car that I own indefinitely. Just due to the amount of work that I've done on it, sort of the history behind it, the fact that, I started pretty much the whole channel with this car. And it's just so nice, I can't really think of any other car that would be as nice as this. I think the new car is also going to be a keeper in the neighboring garage, but we'll have to see what happens, because that means that I don't really have any space for a project, and that is going to be a bit weird. So I may end up having 4 cars again at some point if I find another project car that I really want. I really want an E55 wagon, so I don't know, maybe I can replace my daily with an E55 wagon in the future, or an E63 wagon. But yeah, there's definitely going to be a few things to come as well. Alright, so I'm just going to show you around the Lotus dealer. This is where I bought my car from. This dealer only just started in Auckland about 6 months ago, mostly in prep for the new Emira, but luckily they've managed to secure a whole bunch of Elises and Exiges that are all coming in. So a lot of these cars over here are actually brand new final edition Elises. So this is all new stock for the dealer. So yeah, I'll just take you around. I've driven my 147 GTA today because obviously I've sold my Lotus, so unfortunately I've got no Lotus to take to the Lotus dealer now. But we'll just have a quick walk around and I'll show you around. Yes, so just because it's a Lotus dealer doesn't mean that Chris only sells Lotuses. Chris is the guy over there who's actually talking with a client at the moment, and he's the one that's actually started up this whole dealer within New Zealand. So really, he's done a really good job. Props to him. You know, he's fantastic with all the customers, all the club members of Lotus, and he's been able to secure a whole bunch of different cars. So he's also selling an SL55, an Aston Martin Vantage in 430, I think it was. This Porsche, which is apparently from South Africa. This E63 AMG, that's a really nice car. I really want one of these in the future. And then he's also selling this Jaguar F-Type as well. So he's got a whole bunch of different cars, and this demo Lotus Elise here as well. Alright, so this car is burnt orange, and what's so special about burnt orange? Well, first of all, it's a really fantastic looking colour. I like the fact that it's not super deep in terms of orange colour, but it's more of a gold or bronze colour. Especially in the sun, it actually changes tone quite a bit, which is really cool. But also, the special thing about it is that it is the same colour as my new Lotus, which is pretty amazing. Now I am going to have the black pack, so you know, the access panel, the roof and the spoiler, they're going to be black instead of orange, so there's a bit of contrast as well. But yeah, this is going to be the colour that I'm going to have with my new Lotus. Apparently there's not many burnt orange Lotuses out there, especially in the final edition, guys. So it'll be quite a rare car, I think, as well. And I just love the fit and finish of these new cars. Everything's just that one step further in terms of the Series 2s versus Series 3s versus the final editions. It's definitely a really nice car. The interior as well is totally different to the Series 2. You've got some really nice leather from factory, nice stitching. You've got like this quilted leather here, which is really nice to touch. And all the seats are completely different as well. I'm also getting the color matched interior panels as well, so that's really cool. But yeah, these seats look amazing, honestly, and all the leather around as well. Like this is way higher spec than the previous Series 2 cars. Alright, so here's another tracking update on my new car. The ship is going through the Mediterranean Sea at the moment, which is pretty exciting because there's lots of different areas and lots of different islands that I wasn't even aware of. Currently it's just heading past Sicily on its way to the Suez Canal, which is over there. So hopefully we don't have any more blockages in the canal, and the car should be here hopefully end of this month, which is March 2022, just in case you're wondering. Alright, a little bit of an update a couple of days later. My car is in the Suez Canal. Look at that, it is currently going through the Suez Canal. That was pretty quick. Earlier today, it was just sitting up here near Port Said, and now it is going all the way through. So that's very exciting. Hopefully there's no blockages. Hopefully everything goes smooth. No one gets stuck in there, and it comes out the other side and then heads towards Singapore. Very exciting. Hey everyone, really exciting news today. The ship with my new car has docked in Singapore. Look at that. That's exactly where it is, the exact location. It will probably need to go on a different ship to New Zealand, but at least we've arrived safely in Singapore. That's a big, huge part of the journey done. And then hopefully it's another week and the car arrives in Auckland. Exciting times, woo! Alright everyone, check it out. We are finally on our way from Singapore to Auckland. Yeah, I mean, the car was actually sitting in Singapore for about 2 weeks, I think, while the ship was waiting for some other cargo or waiting for something. So there was a bit of a delay there, unfortunately. Not many ships actually come from Singapore to New Zealand, I guess, you know, because we're in the corner of the world. We're basically not near anything else, and no other ships kind of go past us. But yeah, now we're finally on the way, and the date is going to be the 23rd of April that it lands in Auckland, apparently. So we'll try and film some footage and try and get a glimpse of the car while it's at the port as well, and take you through that whole process. Alright, so we're here in Parnell, Auckland on a lovely Monday afternoon, and guess what has just arrived in the port here at Auckland? It is the ship carrying all of the Lotus cars. So there it is right there, MSC Resilient 3. This is the ship that took my car from Singapore to here, New Zealand. And finally it's here. It's probably about 2 months late due to shipping delays and whatever, Ukraine war, whatever it is. But at least it's here now. So there it is, they're unloading the ship right now. I've got no idea which container it is. Apparently my car is being shared, the container with my car is being shared with another car as well, another Lotus Exige. But I actually don't know which one it is. But hopefully in the coming days we'll get a glimpse of it somewhere, maybe. And then we'll be able to show you the car. Steering wheel cover. Alright everyone, I'm just on my way to the Lotus dealer. My car has apparently arrived at the dealer, so it's pretty exciting at the moment. I'm just waiting around in Auckland traffic at the moment. But yeah, definitely going to be really exciting. I think there's quite a few cars at the moment. There's quite a few people there as well, apparently. So yeah, we'll be checking out the car very soon. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's super exciting. It's been a long wait. I don't know, almost 6 months. I've been waiting for almost 6 months. So yeah, super exciting. About 10 minutes away, so almost there. The journey's almost there. I've almost got my new car. Thanks. Alright everyone, so I'm here at the Lotus dealer in Auckland. And I've got a Exige 420 Sport right here. Now these cars are already sold, so don't come rushing down here thinking that you can buy a brand new Exige. They're all sold to customers like myself and a few other people, but it's just really exciting having the delivery today and getting them off the truck, getting them from the port, you know, all that sort of stuff, seeing them in the flesh for the first time. I haven't even seen a photo of my car yet, so this is literally the first time that I've ever seen my car. And there's my C200 wagon as well, so you know, that hasn't really featured on the channel yet, but you know, there it is. And also here's my brand new Exige right there. And it's really amazing to actually see it in person. So I'm going to show you around the car and show you some of the highlights, and you'll be able to come on this journey with me. So there you have it, there's my new car. Oops, somewhere around here. So there you have it, there's my new car. It is actually a Lotus Exige Final Edition 390. So some of you probably guessed that, you know, I was going to get another Lotus. So hopefully that's not a huge surprise to everyone. But I'm just super excited to A, own a brand new car, and also B, have one of the, you know, very, very last Lotus Exiges pretty much in the world. So yeah, we'll have a look around. Alright, so first up, like I said, is this 420 Sport. I really, really like the look of these cars. So you can see that there's a little bit of an extra decal around the headlight, and also the extra front access panel, which is carbon. So that's really awesome. Some of them do come with the carbon side pods, but this one didn't. And some of them also spec the carbon side skirts as well. So that's pretty cool as well. The wing, these 420s all come with a carbon wing, and also a carbon boot as well. The only other difference is that they run a Nitron 3-way adjustable suspension setup. So you might not be able to see that. Yeah, just poking out at the back there. And then everything else is pretty much the same as the 390. Just a little bit of a bump in power obviously as well. Oh, this one's really interesting. This one's actually got a red accent interior. That's kind of weird for a... oh yeah, that's because it's got the red brake calipers, I guess. Yeah, so really amazing looking car. And then over here, we've actually got there's a few Elises that came in the same shipment. So this is a blue Elise final edition. Oh, maybe that one didn't come in a shipment because that's got a number plate already. But yeah, this one definitely came in the same shipment. And then this green one, this red one as well. I don't think there's any other red ones in New Zealand. And then this other blue one here. So there's quite a few cars here at the moment. And then my friend has actually just purchased this green one as well, the Heritage Green 390 Final Edition. So this is really similar to one of the reviews on YouTube that you might have seen from Claire and Aish, I think. They reviewed one of these cars in Japan. Exactly the same color and spec, I believe. So yeah, it's looking pretty stunning. Pretty much the same as my car. So it's a 390, not the 420. That means you know, we get this wing, which is alright. I actually kind of like the look of this wing. And then we get the non-carbon boot. Again, you know, not a huge difference. The wheels are the same, the brakes are the same, the discs are a little bit different. So on the 420 you get the two-piece discs, and then on the 390 it's just the one-piece steel discs. And the front access panel is also a little bit different, but everything else is, you know, pretty much the same. Looks pretty much the same. Sweet. We'll walk over to my car now. Right, well, okay, well, what can I tell you about my car? It is a 390 Final Edition Exige with around about 397 horsepower. The colour, as you might see, is quite special, it's quite unique. It's probably one of the only, you know, Final Edition Exiges in this colour in the whole world. The colour actually changes tone as you're looking at it in the sunlight. And it's kind of like a pearl effect actually, so it's really cool. And you can definitely see some metallic, you know, some metallic flakes and some metallic accent in the paint as well. This colour is called burnt orange. So it's funny because my girlfriend told me don't buy an orange car and don't buy a green car, and yeah, guess what happened? I bought an orange car. So oops. Hopefully she'll grow to love the car. I'm pretty sure I will. It looks amazing in person actually. I'm really happy that I was able to purchase this car. And the story is this car actually was meant to go to the Hong Kong dealer, but for some reason the Hong Kong dealer said, you know, we've been having trouble selling Lotuses. So, you know, Chris at Lotus Auckland managed to convince them to send it to New Zealand, luckily. And I just happened to be at the right place at the right time, sort of, and this car was still available, and managed to purchase it. Put the deposit down in December, and that's when I started thinking about selling my Series 2 Exige. And here we are now with the Series 3 Final Edition. So very similar to the green car. I've got just the one-piece drilled discs, but I'm pretty sure the calipers are exactly the same between the different versions, although I might have to double check. The wheels are the same, so I've still got the forged 17-inch at the front and the forged 18-inch at the back. We've got just the normal scoops, not the carbon scoops, but that might be changing soon. And then we've got the standard 390 boot. Apparently what they had before when they first released the Series 3 Exige was a glass boot, so you can actually see the engine, but because they wanted to reduce weight, they wanted to make things a little bit simpler, they've gone with this slatted boot, which I think actually looks really nice. And I actually do really like the black pack as well, because it does make it look a little bit similar to the 420 and the 430 Cup. So yes, really amazing looking car. I'm really happy with the way that this car looks. And you can see the rear of the car, it's super aggressive. It's got some real stance, it's got some real presence. Looks like a really mean and really focused car, which is fantastic. And here we've got the interior as well. It's actually not too different from the Series 2 Exige, except for the fact that it has that open gate shifter, which is pretty amazing. So that's all very mechanical, and the shift feel is much better than the Series 2's. And we've also got a lot more luxury in here. So there's a lot more leather. The quality of the materials is way better. This is one of the reasons why I decided to buy a Series 3 or a Final Edition Series 3 Exige in the first place. You know, a lot of the materials were a little bit lacking on the Series 2's, but on the Series 3 it's much better. So you can see that this is actually all leather covered from factory, which is pretty amazing. And even the side sills here, these are all covered in leather. That's a mod that a lot of people do to their cars. The door cards covered in leather instead of just plastic. So there's just massive amount of improvement in here from the Series 2. I do have a cup holder that I'm going to be installing just under there soon, just to make journeys a little bit easier for myself and my girlfriend. And I've got a few other mods coming as well. Of course, you know, it wouldn't be Louis' Garage without, you know, some home mods and home fixes and, you know, home hacks or whatever you want to call it. So definitely a little bit more to go in that respect as well. I think the shifter just looks amazing. You know, I had a gated shifter on my Series 2. I don't think we need the gated shifter on this one, that's for sure. And I love how every single panel is color matched as well with the orange. It's definitely a lot of orange on this car, which is kind of what you want. The other great thing is it's also got the AIM digital dash that comes stock with the Final Edition cars. I think we're trying to unlock a few extra features in there. Don't tell Chris. But yeah, we should be able to get a little bit more out of that dash, because it is basically just the same as the AIM MX-2E that I had on the previous car. But this one is specifically designed for Lotus, so that's pretty cool. I'll be going over the car in a lot more detail when I actually receive delivery and once we get all this plastic off. But yeah, it's pretty incredible just to be able to see it in the flesh. I am getting paint protection film done on the front clam and also on the sides. So this whole front clam is going to be covered with paint protection film, which is great because that means I don't have to worry about, you know, stone chips and rock chips and all that sort of stuff. I can just drive it to my heart's content, which is great. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to mention is that all the Final Edition cars come with a carbon front splitter as well, which really sets the look off on the car, makes it look really racy. So that's really cool. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I love these new headlights as well, they're so much better. So yeah, I don't know, I'm probably going to spend the rest of the today here, to be honest, just looking at the car. Oh, it's so nice. Can't wait to drive it. But yeah, it's going to be pretty wild. Almost 400 horsepower, and it's only 1.1 tons. So it's going to be pretty crazy in terms of how fast it is. Alright everyone, so we're going to have a quick look in the engine bay as well, quick look in the boot. So here we've got the new boot. That looks totally different to the boot that I had in my previous Exige. This material is really nice and plush. it's actually secured as well, which it wasn't really on my Series 2. And then they've changed the boot latch position and everything to the back here as well. So I think that's a much better position for that. The battery's pretty much in the same spot, but it looks like they've really done a good job of securing the battery a lot better than the Series 2s. And then we've also got a bit of a fuse box and a relay box out the back here as well, which is kind of nice actually, because that keeps it away from all the rain and all the weather. Because previously I think all of this was up at the front, under the front access panels. Then we probably got the owner's manual there as well. The service books, I haven't actually touched any of that yet. I'm not sure if I'm even allowed to do that because I haven't officially received delivery yet. And then we've got the toolkit with the tow eye, so that's pretty cool. I'll be using that for track days, etc. So it's good to know that that is available. I'll probably throw in a few more tools into this car in due time, because I like having, you know, a few extra tools and just being prepared. There is no spare wheel, so I have a tube of tyre weld, which I will try really hard not to use because that kind of ruins your tyres. And then we've got the mighty Toyota Camry V6. I know that sounds a bit weird, sitting in like pretty much a supercar, but I think Lotus actually made a great decision there because you know, everything's available. It's cheap, it's easy. You strap a supercharger on it. This is the supercharger with the charge cooler integrated into the supercharger, and the engine kind of sits, you know, below that. You can see the engine just there. I think that's a great idea because, you know, rather than spending money developing your own engine, developing your own drivetrain, all that sort of stuff, having everything custom made, which obviously costs a lot of money, having just a drop-in Toyota power plant, it totally makes sense to me. And it seems to make good power, you know, 400 horsepower from factory. I've seen people push it up to around 500 horsepower without too many mods. I think that's more than enough for this car, more than enough. And you know, if you don't think that's enough power, you can do a K-swap. No, just kidding. That's a George joke. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. My car's looking pretty good at the moment in terms of the aluminium. Some of these other cars, they have a little bit of aluminium wear, but this one looks pretty good. So I'm not sure if I'll do anything to protect it. Chris is recommending that I do, but I honestly probably can't be bothered because I'm actually driving my car. So cosmetically, if it looks a little bit worn out, doesn't really matter, probably not. And obviously the top cover is powder coated, so it's just a matter of protecting some of those. I don't think I'd be bothered, to be honest. I think I'll just drive it the way it is and see how I go. But yeah, that's pretty amazing, being able to see the engine for the very first time. You can actually see it right through the cockpit as well, which is pretty amazing. I think this is one of the only cars where you can actually see the supercharger and the engine and everything kind of working when you're driving it. You can see it in the rearview mirror, so it's pretty exciting. I can't wait to actually get out and drive this thing. It's going to be awesome. Alright, Chris is just moving my car back into the dealership. Dude. Jeez.
Okay, so you can go now, clutch in for start.
Hey guys, how's it going? I have just arrived at Protect Auto Paint Protection. This is the PPF shop. So this is my car. There it is right there. Look at that, right in the window there. Ooh, oh, it looks pretty good so far. And check out what they've got outside. They've got a new mid-engine Corvette. Look at that. Must be getting a PPF as well. Right-hand drive. It's a little bit different to the American version. Quite like these cars actually. Pretty awesome. Very nice. A little bit of a brighter orange than my car, but yeah, very similar actually. Hello, we've just arrived at the Lotus dealer today. We are going to be unveiling my new car and showing everyone what I've bought, and also just doing the final inspection, the final delivery, and just kind of taking you through the car and giving you a bit of a walkthrough as well. So yeah, we'll just head that way and you'll be able to see it soon. We've got a few Lotuses here. We've got the green one and a different orange one. This is not my car, okay? Don't get confused. This is not my car. We've also got my parents. There's my dad and mum and my girlfriend and Matt as well. Hey Matt. And we're all waiting to see the new car, which is going to be pretty awesome. Alright, here we go. We're getting set up and ready to go. So my new car is under the big flag, and this is the Lotus dealer right here. Pretty cool place to be actually. Been hanging out here quite a bit. I don't know why there's a Grand Theft Auto poster at the back there. And here's my friend Phil as well. Hey Phil. Sweet. Alright, everyone ready? Okay, this is the new car. Alright, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Wow. Woo, look at that. So shiny, Chris. Oh wow, that looks awesome.
Wow, that's a new car.
That is a new car, it is. Alright guys, the car is now home. What a relief. Well, I gotta tell you, it was such a cool experience picking this car up and buying it brand new. It's a real treat, and I never ever thought that I would ever be able to do that. I never really thought I'd buy a new car, let alone a brand new Lotus Exige. So yeah, it's just lots of hard work, and you know, just trying to save up as well, I guess, over the years. And I decided in the end just to spend all of it pretty much on a brand new Lotus. But I think it's totally worth it. Like, the car is quite different to my last Lotus Exige because it's just so much nicer, and obviously the power and the way that it delivers that power is quite different because it's a V6 instead of just a 1.8 supercharged engine. So yeah, 3.5 litre V6. And it's just a lot newer, and it's a lot nicer inside. And there's just materials in there that are much nicer as well. I'll do a proper full walk around of the car and show you some of the features soon as well. I'll also be making a video about my journey up until this point. The cars that I've had before, what cars I've sold for how much money, so that I can actually afford to buy one of these Lotus Exiges. For those of you out there who are interested in buying these cars and interested in owning these cars in the future, I'm hoping that I can sort of inspire some people and sort of just let you know that you don't have to be like a multi-millionaire to afford a really cool car. You could actually buy something like this just with a normal job, with a salary. I feel like I'm a pretty normal kind of guy, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of hope if you're out there and you think that you may not be able to afford something like this. Really happy with the car. It's been a really great experience. It was great having my parents there as well. So yeah, it was really awesome. And a big thanks to Chris from Lotus Auckland, and a big thanks to Lotus themselves for making such awesome cars that we all want to buy. And yeah, this is the final edition, so this is the last chance to buy one of these cars, which is pretty incredible as well. And I'm really lucky to be able to buy one brand new. Awesome. Thanks a lot, everyone. Really appreciate watching these videos and watching my content. Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more content about the new Lotus Exige because I still need to do a few mods to the car. I need to improve it, and I need to still work on my GDA as well. So there's definitely still going to be a lot more content coming. But yeah, thanks a lot, and stick around. Cheers.